All right, cool. So, welcome to episode 18, I believe it is, the Edgy&Weird podcast. I'm also starting this thing called Live It. I was just told about it by my friend. So I'm just going to see how this thing goes. And also, I'm going to record this podcast as well. Just because I haven't seen you guys in a while. Hope everyone's doing good. Me, I've just been, everyone knows who talks to me, knows I'm doing this podcast thing. If you don't know, I just started this TikTok thing where I just use a bunch of, pretty much get high and record myself singing some of my favorite songs. And, the most hits I've ever gotten on anything that I've done. I got like almost 30,000 hits in one video. And like 6,000 on another, 4,000 on another. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You know what the funny thing is like this whole podcasting thing, even the comedy and all that stuff. Like the first thing I ever actually wanted to do was sing. Like I've been doing that shit since I was 2 years old. Is singing. And then school, work, like life, and all the horse shit got in the way. And joined the military, moved to fucking Hawaii, and next thing you know it, I'm doing security, then I'm working in restaurants, not would you like fries with that, but you know what I'm saying, can I refill your fucking tea? Oh, God. It's asinine. I don't know if you can smoke and all this stuff here, but you can definitely do that on my podcast. So hopefully I don't get flagged by the living rules. I don't really even know the law yet. And I think you're supposed to be like interactive. So if I'm not being that right now, I'm sorry. I'm kind of doing a phone thing and a computer thing right now. So just bear with me. But yeah, man, I was listening to this old, British white dude, old dude, talking about what money actually is and all that stuff and how we get it all confused and everything. How it really is just a metric of wealth, and we get it confused with actually being wealth and it actually being its own thing when it's just really a measure of just like it's like inches, like how tall are you? It is really all it is, And that guy was saying what I'm pretty sure I've said before, and that is if we could just cut all the fucking pretense. And everyone stop trying to covet every fucking thing. There's enough resource in everything for nobody to be hurting at all. Dude, not one fucking person. Like the top blah, blah, blahs have most of it. And they were all just down here picking the fucking pennies, just doing the thing, and you shout this shit into the ether, and it's not gonna change, or it's not gonna change overnight. But if no one says anything, nothing's ever gonna change anyway. So that's what the fuck this is for. That's the good part about this whole internet thing, not just the porn. Is look, bro, we can all talk. All we really have to do is listen to everything that everybody's saying. Like you're going to have your bullshit. You're going to have your people that are just like, oh, the earth is flat, they're all trying to kill us and blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, that's beside the point. But what can we do about that? I mean, the earth isn't flat. They might all trying to be they might be trying to kill us all, but there's nothing you can do about that. So, bro, what can you do? What can you say? How do you feel? You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, now we can actually do that. You don't actually just have to sit there. You don't have to troll. Like, dude, I bought this fucking thing. I bought this setup. And now you know what I'm streaming from? My computer with a couple of USBs and my phone. And I'm talking to, I don't know, whoever's on this thing. Howdy. And then as soon as I upload this, I'm talking to YouTube. I'm talking to TikTok and Facebook and everybody else who wants to listen. You know, would be nice to get some of those likes and comments to increase so that maybe, you know, we can start getting paid for some of this shit. Like, yo, you see horse shit all the time. Or by the way, I was looking at a YouTube video. I didn't even look at it. But I was just, I just saw it come up and it just says hot woman opens door. And it shows a hot lady from the back, like a stewardess, I guess, about to open the door. And I'm just like, and it has over 6 million views. And I'm like, bro, I've been toiling my ass off, figuring out how to make a website, putting up all this horseshit on YouTube, doing push-ups and squats. All this bitch had to do, it's fine. All she had to do was just close the door. I mean, she had to get there. I don't know. It's crazy, but I guess you just have to work with what you have, really. I mean, I'm sure she has a story and it wasn't just fitting into that, you know, well-formed outfit to close that door. She had to pass tests and be hot, which, by the way, in its own right is hell. Two things that are just unfortunate to be and also awesome to be is a woman and black. Because, you know, women, you got that hot. And everyone, men and women alike, are trying to get into that thing or jealous of it and all that. And you're just born with that. And then if you're hot too, ooh, Jesus, bruh. Hi, Victoria, whoever, something, I don't know. Victoria, Moya, Naha, something. Hi, nice to see you. You know, and then if you're black, you know, I live right by a 7-Eleven, and I was going to grab some cigarettes, and it was like 2 a.m, and this dude, or it was a dude and a woman that were security guards. They were in the backside of the parking lot. When I walk up, I walk all the way up, and then they see me, and of course they get up, and I'm just like, all right, yeah, you know, they're doing their job. There's no one else there is someone else in the store. There's a woman, but they didn't have to get up for her. They had to get up for me. Is that fair? Of course it's fucking fair, bro. Like, I mean, what's she going to do? You know what I'm saying? Probably she could do something. She could definitely do something. You know what I mean? She could have a gun just like I could. But, like, one of those isn't so bad. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Being called out by a police officer when I was just there helping the guy who called the police, help some homeless guy up. And then as I'm walking away, the police officer that pulls up is like, hey, come here. That is bullshit. And that is where I don't equate it, but I say, you know, they're pretty shitty in both, because no matter what we do when we walk out of the door, we're going to be black and there's going to be cops, you know? And even if they don't do anything about it, like, they can easily do whatever the fuck they want, you know? Now it can be recorded, but for 50, 100 or so years, that shit wasn't being recorded. Who the fuck knows what's been happening? How many bones are buried all over the place, you know? So there's that. And if you're a woman, you got to walk out of the door being a woman. And guess what? There's men. And who knows what they're going to do at any given fucking time. You know what I mean? You can never turn that off, you know, or you can choose not to be careful doing both. But, you know, at your own risk, man. At your own risk. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that got their problems. Also, you know what I realized? as I was talking to my brother is in prison. The people that watch my podcast, they know that, but you guys don't. But hopefully one of these days he can actually get on the podcast, like we do a Zoom thing or something. Like, he doesn't mind. That's why I'm telling you guys. But we had an argument, a rare one, and he was saying I told him he sounded like a crying child, and he got all mad at me. And he's like, "You talk like a woman. You talk just like mom. You know, always saying those things, trying to get in somebody's head and everything." And we went on in the conversation and so forth. But I realized he might not be wrong, but is that so bad to have feelings? I do. And then that's when I wrote this down. And I was like, you know something? This is what I think about the whole thing. Women are emotionally overindulgent on average, and men are emotionally deficient on average. If women could empathize with reason, and if men could empathize with emotion, then you could finish that. We could have a lot of stuff, just that little bit of a shift. Why do we think it's such a pussy thing just to be able to say, oh, that puppy's cute. It's cute, whether you said it or not. And you not saying it is just going to be suppressing more emotion, which is eventually going to give you a heart attack. Oh yeah, and I went on to say you would have women who are emotionally abundant and men who are emotionally reasonable on average. Like, you're always going to have, there's going to be some women who like to chop down trees, my dude, and there is nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? And there's going to be some men who, I don't know, want to have a fucking rose garden, and that's fine too. Do what makes you happy. You know what I mean? But I think we can all afford to empathize with each other a little bit more, is basically what I'm saying. And so really you can apply that with a lot of things. Man, oh man, I think the two biggest ones would be men and women, and black people and white people. That's the biggest ones in my life. Biggest ones I can think of. Yeah. That was pretty much what I wanted to say for the podcast. The podcast is going to be pretty short, but I think I have to go into this thing a little bit longer. And, so I'll just jazz it up and I'll be smoking. You know what I'm saying? So you guys can stay tuned for as long as you want. And as long as we all feel like it, I'll figure something out. And as far as the podcast goes, yeah, this is going to be more like a clip, guys. That's really all I wanted to say. So, I'll see you next time. Do some extra notes on the podcast, now that I think about it. Yeah. I was actually, for this thing, I was actually going to critique one of my podcasts. But I can't get this thing to load up right in order for anyone to be able to hear it along with me. So that would just be boring as hell. So what I am going to do right now is get a little bit more loose. Yeah, I started putting up these singing clips on TikTok. And one of the craziest things for me about singing is it's something I love to do. I feel like if I didn't do it, I'll probably die, or lose my mind. Like, I've been doing that since I was 2 years old, and I thought I was good. I feel like my best years are behind me because I've been smoking for the past, God knows how long. Hey, buddy, what's up? But then, I put this stuff up on TikTok when I'm just sitting there getting high, and singing sing this thing, Just Shoot Me. If you guys have ever heard of that show, most of you might be too young. But yeah, there's a theme song. I did that, and that thing got like 500 hits. I was like, yo, okay, that's more than anything I've ever put on YouTube combined. So let's do more of this. But apparently, in order to be noticed there, you have to get 100,000 views in like a month. And the same thing with YouTube. Like you have to get, what is it? I think 1,000 subscribers, and then you have to get 4,000 viewing hours within a year. And that sounds like it's not that hard, man. But those subscribers, that's the thing. Like people will just be like, "Oh yeah, that's cool." Boom, nothing. Like who the hell wants to subscribe? Most of the time, I don't subscribe. I get it. And I want it to be like organic, like people just like your shit. And so then when you don't see it, it makes you feel like, well, I guess I'm not that good. I guess people don't really want to hear me, you know. But it might not. It's not always that simple, you know. And I think who's anyone to think they're going to blow anyone out of the water? And I'm not saying that I thought that, but maybe I thought that. I don't know. More than I thought I would be monetizable, but let's put it that way. In the first month, I thought maybe I would. You know what I mean? Like spend all this time shining other people's shoes is what I call having a job. You spend all this time shining other people's shoes, man, and wondering if anything that you can do, like as you're watching TV or listening to people critiquing movies and what would I do if I was here type of thing, if anything that you can do is worth it, has value in itself, you know. And I mean, I've been sitting here toiling for the past year and some change, pretty much for the pandemic. Like that's how I was able to start all this stuff, like built my own website. That may sound archaic to some people, but for me, it's a big deal because I had no idea what the fuck I was doing, and I still don't. But I built a website at edgyandweirdworld.com if you want to check it out. And Edgy Weird Shorts and the Edgy and Weird podcast is my podcast, and that's on YouTube. And so it's also on my website. But the thing is it's not. I don't think it's as simple as people not being worth it. I think it takes that one thing, that one person. There's hundreds of people I've seen where I'm just like, bro, if you were on the right stage, like you should be on a skit show. You know what I mean? Or some people that you work with, you're like, you should at least be at a 5-star place, like being paid what you're worth. You know what I mean? Not dealing with this shit boss that we all have to deal with. Making pennies. And like, I think a lot of people, you get lost. We get lost. I got lost before you get there. But I mean, at the end of the day, why stop? Because you're just going to get older. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to keep going. And eventually, like, you'll get to the point to where you can look back and be like, ah, crap, man. Like I wish I had just kept going. I wish I had just tried, Or you can look back at all of the stuff you tried, and even if it didn't fail, you can at least look back at a life of meaning in the trial, man. I mean, and everything can't be shit. Like, I mean, it can. We can be born in Baghdad or somewhere where they just want to chop your head off with a sickle just by, opening up your door. But it's not like that for most of us, for a lot of us, And my childhood wasn't great. Definitely was not all peaches and cream, but it could have been worse. I was definitely able to laugh, and yeah, the best thing I could have ever done was leaving that shit place in Ohio, surrounded by 3 tree lines and pretty much sky. in a dirt road. You know, I just knew enough to know I needed to get the fuck out of there. And I've been stumbling my ass off along the way, just not knowing what the fuck. But I feel like at least I know. Figuring out who you are is a constant journey. You're always going to be figuring shit out. But I definitely think I know more about who I am than I ever would have if I had just been listening to the Reds and the Blues, you know, Democrats and Republicans, or Bloods and Crips. You know what I mean? That's another story. We could talk about how similar they are at some point. You know, and then just tending the cows, man. Like growing up on a fucking farm, bro. Like I got out here, and the funny thing about leaving a place is then when you listen to those people, they're still reading that same book, man. That same thing. It's all they got. It's all they got, my dude. And now I got a bunch of different broken stories. Oh, really? Let me tell you about. You don't even know what you're talking about. Let me tell you about what I don't know. What I'm talking about. I got 10 things on the docket this week. You know, you get to meet some people, and it really is all the same as much as it is different. You know what I'm saying? But I never met an Argentinian girl in Ohio. Is all I'm saying. I'm sure there was one there. Never met one from Thailand either in Ohio. Sure there was one there. Just saying, man. Bro, shoot your load. Shoot your fucking load into the sky. Even if everybody thinks it's bullshit, bro. Like, do it anyway. Like, they can laugh at you, or you can come out the next Michael Jackson, and they can end up just laughing at you anyway. You know, or you can come out the next Dave Chappelle. Probably not, but, you know. Like, unless, if your dream was to be married, and to have children, and to have the fucking white picket fence, whatever your version of that might be, that's fine. It's absolutely fine. That's what you wanted to do. But I also think you should be getting paid a job to have that dream come true. Like, none of us are getting what we are worth. They're telling us we're worth 2 inches. You know what I'm saying? And most of us, you need a yardstick at least to get that measurement. You know, I'm talking about from the fucking Kinko's worker, you know, to the dude who still wipes the window off at the gas station. Not that motherfucker spitting on your shit. Like in New York, you know. I'm not talking about that shit. Anybody. We're all worth more than this, bro. You know? Like, I love Kobe Bryant. I love him. But motherfuck, bro, like, at the end of the fucking day, oh, are you saving the world? No. You're putting the fucking ball in the fucking hoop, baby. Yeah, I mean, you do it beautifully. Did it beautifully. God rest your soul. Sorry. I could have picked anybody else. Anybody else. Ugh. But yeah, bro. Like, yeah, I think we should definitely be spreading things out a little bit more. And if you had that, could you imagine if you had that just a little bit more, bro? It would be like you would then the avenues would all change. Like you would have your options would change. You know what I'm saying? Like something I realized about YouTube and about ads. Yeah, no one knows who you are, but there's people that no one knows who they are. They're still making millions. You know why? Paid ads. If you can afford to put $500-$600 in the ads, then you'll make 10, 15 G's back on that. And it's worth it. But most of us can't afford to even get there. You need money to make money. You know? Or you need somebody to believe in you. Or something. You need to be cute enough and be a stewardess opening the door. You know, oh, woe is me. Hey, check this out. I put this on YouTube. Don't worry, I got you. There's all types of ways. Though. There's all types of things. that you can do, and nothing is not legitimate. I'm talking about from the porn people to anything else, bro. You know what I'm saying? They get a bad rap. I mean, why do porn people get a bad rap? How, like most people, if they can, they masturbate. I'm just saying. Most people rub one out. So why does everyone look down on porn stars? You know what I'm saying? And on, the ones that actually do the thing for the normal working Joe or Josephine. I don't look down on them either. As a matter of fact, if it was less frowned upon, you'd have less stress in the world because more people would be like, yo, I'm about to go hit my 4 o'clock. Instead of trolling or thinking about doing some fucked up shit, because your wife left you. If your wife left you, and then you could have your 4 o'clock, or you walked in on your husband with your best friend and you could have your 2 o'clock. Then maybe things wouldn't be so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do keep on reproducing at an astronomical rate. You know what I mean? In spite of ourselves, yet people have a problem with fucking in certain venues. Should be no problem ever. Should never have been. Why is that? Why are we so busted up about the dumbest shit, bro? Like, it's less of a narrative now, but the whole husband and wife bullshit, my dude. Like, my brother's married, and I think it's cool because him and that woman work together. You know what I'm saying? That's got nothing to do with anybody else. Why the fuck is that a financial situation? Like a financial situation, and you have kids and stuff involved. But there's got to be a way to implement being able to take care of them, take care of the family, take care of the kids without holding somebody over a barrel and someone just snatching all their shit and all that alimony horse shit. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, if we spread our shit around better, maybe people wouldn't feel like they need to hoard something for someone else that doesn't owe them that. But that's the system that we live in. It's a system of hoarding. So everyone is trying to take and hoard and grab. My homie was talking about, he was like, we're talking about how we create our utopia. And he was like, if we just had, because there's a lot of idiots. There just is, man. There's a lot of stupid people walking around. Hell, I'm one of them, definitely. Like, look at me. But if I could create a utopia, what would I do? I don't know. But his idea was pretty much let all the idiots be idiots in most of the world and do what they're doing and just like section off spots. I don't know if he had if you wanted city size spots or something like that, to build and create agriculture and to create this thriving economy. He basically wanted like a hive situation where everything kind of just goes up and then there's a nucleus and on the top is where we have all of our gatherings and everything, so that there's no one on the top and nobody is inaccessible. And then basically just let all of and that way the reproducing and all that frivolously goes down and everything. Everyone has access to everything they need. It's not too far to get, to anything. And then you basically just have intersecting lines in between these hives, I guess. I mean, there's obviously logistical problems here, but it's bullshit. Like, it's a unicorn story. But even in the unicorn story, you still have the masses out there. What the fuck do you think they're going to be doing? Just sitting there? First of all, I can tell you what they're going to be doing. Fuck it. So they're just going to be making more of them, and the planet's not getting any bigger. There's going to be more people. Where do you think they're going to go when they run out of room eventually? That is a short-term solution to the long-standing problem. And the long-standing problem is we all need to get together. It's short. We all need to have some more understanding for each other. Like, I'm going to say this shit and get tired of it. Turn me off if you want to. It doesn't matter. Some of us have catchphrases. You know, I don't want to shine other people's shoes and everything, but no matter what situation I'm in, you got to realize that everybody's got problems, even the rich people. You know, it's just, it would be fortunate if they realize that we have problems too, and one of the main problems is being so goddamn poor. Yeah, yeah, we all need to be, you know, connected. Like it's such cheesy horseshit to say this, man. You know, like how do you fill the fucking valleys, man, and lower the hills and bring us closer together? Well, there's the key element that's missing. I would say empathy, but bro, for lack of a better term, is love. All you need is love. Is what we're missing, man. Like, I mean, that's it, and mostly for ourselves. If you realize that the wanting of money and all that stuff is just filling that void in that crying child that hasn't been addressed since he was hurt and went behind the doors initially, when whatever age that happened to you. So address that dude with love. You address him with love first, and then it will be easier to address everyone else. Once you address yourself, then you realize we all kind of have similar but different but similar problems. We all address them the same way, generally emotionally. You know, generally flawed by what we were taught and all that stuff. And the understanding of love fucking grades all that down and fills it all up. You know what I mean? Understanding. If you don't want to love, you know what I'm saying? Then just understand. And like, yeah, man. Like, in my fucking world, that means no fucking rape and molestation, which to me are the only two things that are unforgivable. It means no poor people. Like, you know, and some people don't want to be rich. Like, I don't want to be rich. I just want to not have to fucking, you know, bend over backwards and break my shit for it. You know what I'm saying? And then still be walking around with these half painted shoes because that's the only pair I got. You know what I'm saying? Gotta put the light up and the screensaver on to make you guys feel like this place isn't just straight garbage. but uh, but yeah, it's not all about the fucking money, man. But I tell you what, having it, and make no mistake, that doesn't mean you're supposed to be walking around in a fucking burlap sack and you gotta forsake all things. No, that's not what it's about. You know what I mean? Happiness doesn't have to be. I'm talking like I'm a fucking guru. I don't know shit. It's the weed talking. Happiness isn't about the fucking money. And it's not about not having the money. Like, if it was me, I just want enough to not have to worry about shit. You know, like, if someone said, "Yeah, you get 500,000 every year, that'll cover everything," and good, and I ended that year every year with $1,000, I would be fine as long as I didn't have to worry about anything. You know, like, I could just want my car. I wanted the same fucking truck since 2008 when I joined the fucking military. A Toyota Tundra. It doesn't matter if I get $50,000 or fucking 50 million. I'm still gonna want that fucking Toyota Tundra Crew Max. You know, I'll be 50 years old. Got my truck. I finally got my truck, baby. Ugh, God, getting out of that motherfucker with a limp. Oh my God, can you help me out here? Yeah, hopefully sooner than that. But yeah, just to be able to have what I want, which isn't much. You know what I mean? It's not much. Like, I want a truck. I really don't want a dog. Maybe a fucking fish. Some weed. Probably stop smoking these motherfuckers, really. So, yeah. Yeah, after that, I'm pretty good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Okay, the sex stuff. We talk about that. That's that's a whole different podcast. I don't need that. But I mean, that doesn't even have to cost money. Yeah. What about you guys? I mean, what do you think? What would you do if you had the means? If you were just sitting down and you had all the money you wanted. You were watching your favorite show. For me, that would be anime. Probably One Piece. You know, eating a steak while smoking a cigarette. And someone said, "Well, what do you want to do?" Like, you don't have to do anything else. Mine would be singing. It would just be fucking singing. You can be there or not, but that would be mine. It would be singing with Alicia Keys. Oh my god! I just want to sing with her, bro, and I want her to sing me to sleep one time. I don't want anything else from that woman. I know she's happily married. That's all I want. I want to do a duet with her, and then yeah, that would be mine, bro. Singing. And the thing I hate about myself, I'm so fucked up, is that I feel like if I do that in front of people, that it somehow makes me seem like conceited. So there's that. There's like that feeling of I don't want to fuck it. I don't want to fuck up and then not be as good as I think I am. So I can privately be this amazing juggernaut, you know? Which is why when I first started doing that TikTok shit, like the first couple was really just bullshit. Like it really is a knock on my character, you know, and my own feelings of self inadequacy. Inadequacy? Inadequacy. Yes. Like that word. But yeah, so there you go, fucking brother. You know what I'm saying? Saying emotion is a bad thing. Fuck you, bro. But it's not the key to happiness, but you know, to pretend you don't have emotions, it literally is just like having guns that are just firing everywhere because you're pretending that you don't have them, and so they're just going off because you're too stupid to try to control them. You still have them, and everyone else around you is going, "What the fuck?" or "Ow, ow, 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 ow," because your stupid fucking emotions are out of control. That looks nice, and I can't touch it, so whatever. But to at least act like you have them is to know that you have the guns, man. Like you're born with them, you might as well deal with them, you know, before they get you killed, or everyone else around you fucking hating you and all that stuff, and you don't know why. I don't even know why. Yeah, well, yeah, sure you don't, man. Yeah, I had a friend who wanted to come on here too. He's a he's a rapper, Asian guy. Uh, he went to the mainland to pursue his career, and he got back a few months ago and just hit me up. He was actually supposed to be here tonight. We're supposed to be talking about aliens. I think I might have said that already. Yeah, we're supposed to be talking about aliens, and then he something came up, and so he's not here. But the thing is, he came back, and he's got these rap videos up on YouTube. Some of them have like 50,000 hits. Some of them have like 30,000, and like I don't like rap personally. I know, right? Isn't that crazy? But now, rap's not. Oops. Oops. Sorry. rap is not my thing, but I was reading the comments on his stuff, and like apparently people were enjoying it. Like, oh wow, he really speaks. Like he's telling the story and everything. I'm like, oh, maybe I should re-listen to this. Like the music sounded good. So, but even he was saying, he's like, man, I'm putting all this energy into this thing, and I just have to realize maybe I can do something else. Like it doesn't always all have to be about your dream. Oh my God, I didn't tell him this, but that fucking hurt to hear, my dude. It's like, no, this is when you need to put that fucking pedal through the floor, baby. Like it's starting. You know what I'm saying? This is where you need to get that Bill Gates go door to door with the fucking computer flyers, man. Like, yo, check out this Microsoft. I already got it. People are saying it's good. You need to check it out. Is what you need to do, my dude. You know what I mean? Fucking power up. Try harder, bro. Double down. Right? This is what I'm saying. And then probably won't be doing. Man, that shit takes energy. It's not easy. And if you keep going out there and not getting back, it's the hardest thing to just pretend like that shit doesn't affect you. And that's where the emotional understanding comes in. You have to realize it does affect you. It's going to hurt. It's going to be painful because most likely you're not going to get that answer right away. Most people don't, man. Most people don't. But if you've gotten any, that is enough. That's enough, man. Because at the end of the day, what are we all going to do? What are we all going to do? Die. So why not try until you do? Because if you don't, you're just dying slower. You're not living. You know what I mean? I'm going to try my best not to say that again. And I'm only going to say this again just to say that I don't want to say it again. And that is, you know what I mean. Oh my God. That is one of the things that I say so much. And after like the 10th time, I'm finally like, oh, bro, I sound like I have mental problems. You know what's wrong? Stop saying it. There's other words in the English language. Use them, sir. Well, yeah, man. I had to get that shit off my chest. After a while, just sitting here, living this pandemic life. Nothing else to do but stare in the mirror and be like, this is wrong, and that's wrong, and that's wrong, and that's wrong. Really, and when you're trying to do that, I guess you just troll. Because, who wants to keep looking at themselves 24/7? It's not fun. But uniquely, I feel like this afforded me a very interesting opportunity. Like, things would shit tits up just all fucked sideways for a minute, for a long time. I spent 3 months one time waiting for this unemployment shit to go through. Another 2.5 months doing the same thing, and you're just shouting, you're sending all these emails, you're calling, you're doing all this stuff. Nobody gives a fuck. Yep, we'll get back to you. Shut up. Really. And of course, everyone is going through it right now. At that point, everyone was going through it. The pandemic hit the world, which is what I really don't understand why we're arguing about what we should be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were all sitting there on the couch, like going, well, I guess we're doing this tomorrow. Like, what the fuck? But anyway. Yeah, man, just sitting on the couch. Oh, goddamn, I hate when I do that. I hate when I fucking lose it. This is why you need somebody else sitting here with you, bro. Because then you just you lose the goddamn shit. Boo. But yeah, man. I got my shots and all that bullshit. But yeah, I'm sitting there. I'm saying, yeah, I got my shots, and I don't understand why people don't understand that that's the obvious next step coming out of a fucking pandemic is to get fucking back stuff. Like, just whatever, bro. Whatever. But yeah, had a lot of time to sit there, and I was going 3 years strong. As a Well, I wasn't serving the whole time at the place, but I had been serving the last year uh, at this place called Flour and Barley. God rest its pandemic soul. It didn't last. Uh, and and then, I mean, for the first month, I was like, bro, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm not doing this unemployment thing. Like, I'm gonna have to find something at the table. Shit, blah blah blah. Like, I hate working. Feeling like I'm working or not working, not doing what I should be doing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just mooching. But we gotta realize something, bro. That is also a trick. Not to do that. Don't do that. And if you ever feel like that, get away from that. You know what I mean? But I was working my ass off, showing up an hour early for these motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Still making $10.50 an hour. What the fuck? In Hawaii, my dude? That's barely milk money. And you live on tips. So for anyone, and I've said this on my podcast too, for anyone who goes to a restaurant, if you don't tip, I got feelings for you, and I'll keep them private, you know. But like, seriously, yo, you gotta tip. Um, yeah, man. Living off of those tips, and if people don't tip you, then you don't pay your rent. And it's that simple. I mean, it got to the point that rent was hard. It was hard, man. Like, you go through seasons, and some people, they just don't want to give. And it's not necessarily that they can't. Some people can't. But I say, if you can't, then what the fuck are you doing in Flour and Barley? Your ass should be at Walmart saving some money. You know? Like, don't clog. Like, we have a waiting list at night. You don't have to clog it here to give me $3 at the end to eat your goddamn pizza. I mean, that's how we feel. And that's the thing. Everyone's got a life. And obviously so do some of the people that come there. So it's not all about that. But no, bro, like, you got to understand, people go to these places. The people working there are people that's not a waiter. That is a human being in a monkey suit. Do you understand? That person does not want to be there. So doing that for 3 years, I mean, I got pretty decent at it, you know, and all that, and so yeah, when we got to this pandemic thing, who knew it was going to go on for a year and all this crazy shit at the time? Like, oh my god, that was unbelievable. But I was like, I don't want to stop working. Like, what am I going to do? And then I had been thinking about a podcast and all that before that. I mean, not even just thinking about it. Like, me and one of my friends that had been working, we were talking about it before. And as far as I was waiting for my tax check to come back, and I was gonna pick up this little desk or something like that and do something. And so then this pandemic happened, and I was like, bro, I can just go full force into this. And what if it works? You know? And I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I have a YouTube channel. I have 16 episodes in a podcast. I mean, this has been going on a year, but So we should probably have more, but I wouldn't have had any of it if I didn't try, from the beginning. I'm trying to stay in view of this thing. I'm sorry. God, like, this thing keeps moving. But, and I'm sorry for not texting if that's a problem. Like, if you guys want to address that, I'm sorry. I don't really understand how this is working, and I would rather just talk still right now and address all of that stuff in the next one when I know a little bit more about what I'm going to be getting into, and just to kind of put this time in. And that way, if you guys have any questions and all that stuff, you can put all that shit in there. I'll read them, and then we can address all that. I kind of like this though. I feel like I'm busy. Like, all right, we have this on the line, and da, da, da. It's not like that, but you know what I'm saying. Like, this is gonna be my podcast, and understand, I don't take anything out. I do very little editing. I love the candid part of most of this shit. You know. So, man, if anyone ever comes on as a guest on here, just realize, and I think some people get disappointed, they're like, oh, motherfucker, he left that in. Especially these last two. Well, the first one was just me. The first video podcast, the first 14 episodes were audio, and then it was just me on video, and that was just me bullshitting high. Like, I really didn't have all this camera stuff figured out yet and everything. I didn't have this extra mic over here, which you can't see. You can see. Uh, and the second one was with my homegirl Sky, and that thing went over 2 hours. It was so long I can't put it with the video format. I can't put it on my regular Podbean website. Like, I can put it on my site and load it up to YouTube. But yeah, um, it was really cool to finally get that video stuff going. But if she's watched the podcast, she might be like, "Oh man, I thought he was going to take that out." Girl, I told you. I told you. I put on a little bit of a header. I knock off some of the sound stuff, but pretty much everything stays the way it is. You know. But I think what I'm going to do for that one, let's just say all this stuff sticks, and anybody who wants to go from here, and visit my stuff, I'm going to split that in half and put them up as a part one and part two. Yeah, I do that. And I just love the fact that I even know how to do that now. I had no idea about any of that stuff before. You know what I mean? Formatting, what? Changing something from MP3 to MP4. I mean, condensing files. What the hell are you even talking about, my dude? Like, I'm from the age when I was in kindergarten. Fair enough. First grade, there was like the computers. We that was when we first got computers, and they had the fucking printers with the pixel. That's all you got. That's what you got. It all made that noise. It was either gray or like darker gray, and I was like black. You know, uh, and there were floppy disks, and they said very little. The gigabytes didn't exist. Hell, I don't even think megs existed at that time. But maybe kills. I don't know. But but yeah, that's where I came from. All the way from that to being in high school, get my first phone, which was this Go phone. Yeah, Go phone. Like, what the fuck is that? And to have an antenna and the thing. Oh my god, no texting, none of that stuff. Like, you had the pager ability to text type of thing. Like, you could text as good as you could text on a phone. JKL, that's all that horse shit. Oh my god, do half the people even remember those days? Does anyone even remember fucking that shit? Hating fucking people with zeros in their number. That was the fucking life, bro. not being able to call AAA and all that bullshit, calling the tow truck, getting stuck on the highway next to the river, and just having to walk your ass for 15 miles, especially being black, because most of the time ain't nobody picking you up in White Town, Ohio. Occasionally, all right, nigger, sorry. All right, get your ass in the back. Oops. I just had a Booker T moment. Sorry, I don't know if y'all get crazy about that. I mean, I am that the thing, whatever. Like, I don't think that it should be a big deal. Hopefully, y'all can see how I might have wanted to get to this comedian thing. Does it make sense? And I was thinking, if I'm going to do this livid thing, like homegirl, she was like, don't wait for the perfect day, because there's no perfect day. Like, I'm me. I'm always going to look like this. I'm always going to be smoking. I'm always going to be drinking tea. No, I'm not. I'm always going to be smoking. There ain't no perfect day. I figured a Saturday is just as good a day as any. But, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to do this. I'm going to set this up. It's never going to happen. Never going to happen. Never going to be perfect. You're always going to end up with juice on your face. With a little something, something. So, yeah. I just decided to do this shit in my bedroom, in front of this TV. You know what, man? I mean, my boy, not my boy, literally, but Bill Burr, he does his podcast from his bed. Most of the time, he says, I think, like from his room. So, you can obviously have content that can make you millions of fucking dollars doing that shit. Oh, and I think that was the one thing I wanted to say that I skipped. I'm really sorry for going back and forth. But about the YouTube ads, I was able to put a little bit of money into that. A little bit of extra left over from bills. I was able to put a little bit of money into that, man. I got like 5,000 views within like 2 hours versus 10 views in like 3 weeks. And I'm like, wow, so literally, if you could just get that much, if you could just put a little bit of money in there, that much, like, you could be monetizable. And I was only spending like $100 bucks. Yeah, like $100. Still, those subscribes though. Please, people. Like, we're gonna have to do something. I'm gonna have to put a header. Like, look, subscribe, nigga. Subscribe. You know what I'm saying? It's time. Like, don't just watch it. You know what I mean? Watch it. You don't have to pay me. All you have to do is subscribe. And then if enough of y'all do that, they'll pay me. That's what I'm looking for. Please. Show me that I'm worth it. Ooh, baby, I'm worth it. Show me that the only thing I was good for wasn't shining somebody else's shoes. Serving somebody's food. Or singing in the fucking shower. You know what I'm saying? Oh, who wouldn't want to be one of those stories, bro? One of those miracle stories where someone just sees you and then, hell, I'll settle for the fucking envelope, under the bus bench, with 5 G's. But who wouldn't want that story of that person just saying, you've been trying and struggling and everything, and however it happens, some movie, I'm sure they made it about with Nicolas Cage, giving you fucking $1 million, changing your life, that type of thing, Oh my God, I'd love to hear some real life stories. Like, I'd love to be bittersweet about that stuff, because on one hand, it's awesome to even hear, like, to imagine that somebody could just come from nothing and then just not have to worry and not fuck it into the ground, by the way. Because that's the thing. A lot of us aren't there because a lot of us can't handle it. Like, there's some people that won that freaking lottery and they were busted within, weeks or months, man. Dead, probably. You know. But, if you could handle it, if you could just be chill. Wow, I'm sweating. My elbows are sweating? Like, what does that even mean? But, yeah, if you could just be chill and then somehow someone was just realized, that you were trying to do something, what would you do? What would you do? Because I would definitely buy an island and say, fuck the world. No, 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 no. Nah, I would. I think I would like to give back. That's one thing. Give back or give something. Not give. Yeah, it's not giving back. I like to contribute. I think that's. I think that's what I'm saying. Like, I would like to think that I wouldn't just be sitting in a corner, holding it all myself. Like, that's why I'm happy I learned this thing, because if any of my friends or anything ask me about it, bro, I'm not going to put a fucking course on there and say, all you have to do is subscribe to this and da. But something, you might, if you're doing that, I realize you have to do that. Like, I have to put this shit on the front of my music shit, bro. Like, bro, if you're watching it, will you please just hit the goddamn button? You hit the button to make it start playing. Just hit one more to turn that thing from white to red. Or red to white, I don't know, whatever the subscribe button does. But, yeah. If you're listening to this and you're struggling, man, you're worth it. We are. We're worth it. And I'm happy you're on here. If you're on here and you haven't started doing your own thing, hopefully you are. You're not just listening. I think most people on here are doing that thing, right? That's why we're here, right? We're here to help each other. Like, I didn't do this for a couple of weeks. They gave me like some free snacks. I didn't have no money to give and all that stuff. So I was like, look, boom, I'll snack some people out. I think I did it to the max. But, if you tell me I have free money, like, it's not gonna do anything for me, and I can help that person, of course I'm gonna fucking do that. Of course I'm gonna do that. You better do that, dude. You fucking better pay it forward. For anyone who's stupid enough not to, I got nothing. Because, the world might say fuck you too, but it might just be like, you're fine. Look at the world. It said you're fine to enough people to be in the situation that we're in now. What do you think about it? But, what is that? Is that a comment? I hope I can check this. Bro. Oh no, it's just what is this? What is this snack stuff? Is that like money? Is that like a fucking thing? How come it doesn't do anything when I hit it? I don't know. I guess we'll check all that shit out after we hang up this call. And for anyone that was watching the podcast, I understand that I have this black A shirt on. If you're not watching this, if you're not from this country, we call these beaters, and that is short for, I'm really sorry to say this, a wife beater. You'd have to watch that show called Cops to understand what that means. Oh boy, but you'll understand within a half an hour. They always got this shirt on. But this is just my go-to. I have not been wearing the same shirt for the past month, if that's what you're thinking. So yeah. Man, I do hope that I can find something else out. And I kind of hope a little bit that I'm getting some feedback like, dude, all you have to do is this. Fuck. Like, we could be talking back and forth right now. Raw. Like, that to me would I'm really sorry, but that would be fantastic because I mean I get a kick out of stuff like that, But I get a kick out of me falling down the stairs and when I trip and when I stutter, not too much to be annoying, but like when I love that stuff, or like when you spit out your gum because you were laughing too hard, and you try to catch it, and you look stupid in front of a bunch of people. That stuff right there. Yeah, bring it to me. Bring me those embarrassing moments. They just make life better. You know what I'm saying? And I wish, like, if I could stick a selfie stick to this part of me, bro, I probably would be rich because you have no idea how much I trip and how much I fucking just fuck it up throughout the day, bro. I'm left-handed with a purpose. I'll tell you that. That should be a slogan. Left-handed with a purpose. All right, I'll make a shirt out of that. If anyone does, just tell what you did. You don't have to send me royalties or anything. Left-handed with a purpose. How you guys doing? I figured Saturday night, everyone's either drunk, you know what I mean, or you really got nothing to do, so you really, oh my god, this wind. Wow. Yeah, so maybe you really could just sit here and listen to somebody ramble for the next fucking 2.5 hours, Or if not, you just be drunk, leave the shit on, so that way it gives you time. Go to sleep. I mean, does the shit record anyway, right? I don't know. Is it like, oh no. I was gonna say, is it like this porn site? I mean, who's kidding who? Like, we gotta watch it. Yeah, there's this one where you can, if you record, or if you do a live thing, you can just fucking, like if you do a private thing, it turns into a fucking, like it's yours to keep. I'm sorry for anyone who doesn't want to hear that type of talk, but like, this is candid. This is what we do. Like, we're all here. Oh, cold tea. I need to wet my whistle. And I'm going to be nice to y'all, America and affiliates and all that shit. I'm not going to get up and use my microwave and risk fucking all this horse shit up. And I don't want you to see the rest of this piece of garbage house. Hopefully, I was trying to get this on the computer, but maybe one added bonus is I could actually probably just take this with me and like go to the beach and shit. So that's an option. And if you want to just, if anyone wants something like that, where I'm just over talking to the homies, you know what I'm saying, and we're recording, let me know. Like, I smoke and chill with the homies a lot now, and because I'm not drinking anymore, so that's just what I do. Which, by the way, if I do make, which I probably plan on being here for over a month, stay tuned for that, because I'm definitely going to be having a couple burrs on my podcast. And now, because I kind of like this thing, I don't even know what's happening right now, but I kind of like it. So I'll definitely have this hooked up too for my first beer, and then you guys can actually be one of my friends, my co-host for the podcast. His name is Rob the white guy, and I'm Todd, the black guy. It says Edgy Bob there. That's a whole thing with the name stuff. That's a different story for a different time. But I do live in Hawaii, and I have access to beaches all over the place, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I could just do this with the phone and have you guys look at hot women. Maybe that'll be a thing. Oh my god, bro! I just thought of TikTok. All you really have to do. Oh my god! All I would have to do is go to the beach and just put my phone I'm like this. Just do that and go, and then put that shit on TikTok. Guaranteed that'll get 5 million hits within fucking like 30 seconds. Take a real big drag. See what this does. Oh, oh yeah, oh yeah, man. It really makes you want to just grab a broom and sweep the fucking floor, you know? Uh, I'm quoting that. That's from a dude I saw smoking weed on this weed channel. Didn't say that. And I don't want to get up and grab a broom and sweep the floor. So, well, I hope all y'all are having some fun. I'm glad I got a few podcasts under my belt before I decided to do this because unstable connection. Please, baby. Don't be an asshole. I'll never do that again, I promise. And I promise, if I do accents most of the time, they're a lot better than mine. But yeah, man. Oh, I was trying to hold that cough in. You know, trying to man up, you know, or woman up for whoever wants to be that. But yeah, I couldn't do it anymore. But yeah, I have access to beaches, pretty awesome public places here on this island of Oahu. So if that's something anyone's interested in, just go walking down the street. See if these headphones, like this is the podcast headphones. I would have to do something different. But see how that works. You know, I don't know how all this shit works yet, man. I'm still figuring it out. I'm not computer savvy. Not really anything savvy. What I am is definitely high right now. Yeah, that feels good. But hey man, I hope you guys are having fun with this too. You know, I hope to get some really cool fucking comments and stuff. We'll see. Like I saw some banners coming up. I don't know what any of that shit means. You know. So yeah, I'll just say thank you in advance if it's something good. Yeah. So well, this thing, it says it's at about an hour and 15 minutes. And inadvertently, I started this podcast and I forgot to stop it because I've been progressively getting more high. And I got about an hour here. So for real, this time, I'm stopping you. You know what I'm saying? And have a good day, podcast people. I will see you guys next time. Deuces.